technologically speaking, New York is a smart city.
Yeah, I would say so.
What makes New York smart?
All those good smart New Yorkers.
Why do you think that?
Because everybody walks around with their cell phones in their hand.
Have you seen those link systems that are on the street corners? Have you seen those?
You mean like those posts they have, like people could just charge their things?
What, are you to charge your phone?
Yeah, but it take a while to charge your phone. You gotta stand there for 10 minutes waiting for your phone to charge.
I think this thing right here could take your whole information if it wanted to.
If it wasn't for those, people would be going crazy for their phones, like, oh, I can't charge or anything. But when having those posts around, everyone's hogging it up, and then sometimes people are desperate need to charge their phones, but you know, the people are just hogging it.
All you gotta do is just plug it in. All your information is all up in here.
But now New York is a fast-paced moving place anyway, so and with technology, it changes every day.
New York metro region has 20 million people and about 8.5 million in the 5 boroughs. Can you imagine what kind of problems that can create for city officials? There's the traffic and the congestion and all the transit around that. So we're here to see how much technology can make a difference in those areas and truly make New York a smart city.
I love science fiction, and William Gibson said something that really stuck with me, and that is that the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed.
I've come to City Hall to talk to the Chief Technology Officer, Minerva Tentoko. She's been appointed by Mayor de Blasio to oversee tech innovation, tech startups, but also to look into things like smart plus equitable city. That means things like affordable broadband for everybody.
Up until now, a lot of smart city technology and the dialogue around cool tech has been led by large companies that are providing technology to cities, on a grand scale. While that's really, really good, we also want to make sure that, first of all, smaller companies have an opportunity to participate, startups, but also that we use the technology to improve the lives of everyday New Yorkers.
Your office has sort of been a charge of pilots, and they range from kind of small to big. Maybe you could tick off your 1 or 2 favorite pilot projects that you oversee.
Some of my favorite pilots, for example, the SUFA pilot. SUFA is a smart park bench. It's up in Highbridge Park. It's solar powered, a place to sit. You can charge your phone on it, but also it counts how many phones go by. So this is going to give us data about how many people walk by that new park in Highbridge Park, how many people cross over, and it's going to help us with that kind of data design even better public parks, public urban spaces. Link NYC is turning all of the old, outdated eyesore payphones and turning them into free Wi-Fi hotspots. They have not only free Wi-Fi up to 150 feet, but at the fastest speeds between 100 megabits, and some will have gigabit speed. And they have a charger and a tablet on which you can make free phone calls, get information, 311. Tourists can use it instead of using up their international data plan. They can check their hotel reservations, get directions, and it's all 100% free because it's paid for by the digital advertising on the side. The other thing is we built in the ability to upgrade it because many contracts, especially government contracts, are 10, 15 years long. And one thing for sure, 10 years from now, that won't be the latest technology. And so what we built into the agreement was that it would be upgraded on a regular basis based on the industry standard technology available at that time. When I took this job, it was really to make New York City the most tech-friendly and innovative city in the world. We are a fantastic living lab for new urban tech. Our doors open to help startups and large companies alike try out their technology. We have the density, we have the diversity, we have 6,000 miles of roads. I mean, it's just a fantastic place to really try out your tech and work with us on making it a better place for all New Yorkers.
I'm going to chat with Doug Newcomb, president of C3 Group. They're experts on connected car technology and connected vehicles. I think his ideas about how cities will regulate the various technologies coming with moving objects like buses and cars and other vehicles could be really valuable insights.
Connected mobility
is really a catch-all term. It's evolved from connected car. It was just looking at the car. Now we're starting to see connected mobility. I'll give you a good example. Uber, Lyft. We're starting to see where you can get around using a device, so through connectivity. And now we're starting to see a lot of people move beyond just vehicles to public transportation. There are apps like Ride Scout, for example. I can take a bike share to here, I can take public transportation. So really using technology to help people get around. That's I guess the best definition for connected mobility.
When you look at the massive congestion in New York, and it actually kind of flows pretty well, they just can't keep adding more streets.
Exactly.
They can't double-decker the street.
Exactly.
So they need to have these sort of technology connection approaches for subways and buses, I guess.
Right. And I think New York is a really good test bed. In fact, I know that Mayor de Blasio, in some ways, is doing, like, for example, their Vision Zero initiative, where they want to eliminate traffic deaths here in the city. And in some ways using technology to do that.
One of the ideas I've heard from New York City is that they have this transit signal priority test pilot, where the buses with a GPS signal communicate with a server, and then that allows the traffic control cops, I guess, to change the signal. Maybe the red light will be shorter if a bus is waiting at a red light. And they've claimed that so far, in this one example, they've reduced commute times by 20%. And this is not involving each individual passenger, but I'm sure those people appreciate that.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, this is what's really interesting about this time and this space. A lot of the solutions, or pieces, I should say, pieces of the puzzle are in place, or are available, I should say. And it's a matter of putting them together. Like you said, it's like, the MTA can, use technology to time the traffic lights. I mean, that's not that difficult to do in a sense. And you said, like, if you have a communication between the buses and the traffic lights, then, you can make it more efficient. Take that now a step further and do that with vehicles.
What I figured out about New York as a smart city is that the city government has created a multi-pronged approach that includes a lot of factors. How to measure traffic, how to increase bus speeds, how to help people with crime. There's even one more. There's an interest in making broadband more widely available to everybody in a few years, and that's what they put under the heading of Smart plus Equitable City. So when you think about all the smaller things that the city's doing, and they all add up to a big picture for what I'd call a smart city, it puts New York right up there with the biggest in the world.